Yo, Joe. Talking comics, here's your host. It's A Real American Brian.
It's time to get into some more G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. Issue number 46. Mike Zeck provides the cover. Our two ninjas are ready for revenge. Who's Who on Cobra Island. Written by Larry Hama. Pencils by Rod Wiggum. Zartan, taking over Ripcord's identity on Cobra Island, is planning to use his new look to get into G.I. Joe headquarters. Zartan switches outfits along with his holographic cloaking to finish the deception. Now Ripcord, dressed as Zartan, is left bleeding on the island, while Zartan, dressed as Ripcord, is wounded but walking off to look for Joes to rescue him. The Joes and the rescue raft land on the beach. Flint, Spirit, Quick Kick, and Alpine are there to rescue Ripcord, but also take pictures and gather intel on Cobra Island while they are there. The Cobra Rattler that landed on the island is revealed to be piloted by Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. They jump out and start kicking Cobra Trooper butt. Proffesor Appel introduces the Firebat, a vertical liftoff plane that can be piloted remotely. He brings up to Cobra Commander how he is still missing his daughter. Cobra Commander gives him some excuses on why she can't be there. After the professor leaves, Cobra Commander asks Tomax and Zaymont to figure out where Candy is, and while they are at it, find out if anyone has found his son Billy. The Joes are climbing a cliff face on the island, Alpine getting a chance to show off his expertise. And Clutch is escorting Hawk back to the pit, where the Joes will see him for the first time since he was promoted to General. Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow continue tearing up Cobra Troopers everywhere they go as they continue moving through the island looking for Zartan. Proffesor Appel, on his security patrol of the island, finds Ripcord dressed as Zartan. He orders him to be loaded onto the Stinger and taken back to the launch base. Alpine and Quick Kick are taking pictures of all the construction on Cobra Island, a jet that is under a tarp, and the terror drone they still don't know about. When they see a Stinger pull up with a wounded Zartan on the back, they assume that Ripcord must be responsible for shooting him. Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes spot the Stinger with the wounded Zartan as well and head that way. The Cobras get Zartan headed to the medical bay. Proffesor Appel notices a picture that Zartan is holding, and upon inspecting it, sees that it is a picture of Candy. And this is not Zartan, this is Ripcord. Ripcord tells him that Candy was kidnapped by Buzzer, and Proffesor Appel sees through Cobra Commander's lies. The Joes on the cliff face spot Ripcord stumbling towards them with Cobras close behind. Alpine rappels down to get set up a diversion, while the other Joes go to scoop up Ripcord. Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes have made it to the launch base, and no matter what the Cobras try to do, there is no stopping the two ninjas working together. The squad of Cobras are moving in on Ripcord when Alpine fires on them. Zartan, not knowing where the gunfire is coming from, blends into the sand and vanishes in front of Flint's eyes. The ninjas are heading straight for Cobra Commander's quarters. Cobra Commander knows they must have found out who killed the Hardmaster. The Crimson Guard are told to form a shield around the commander. Another squad of Cobras comes up on Alpine, who is out of ammo, when just in time Quick Kick is there to take care of the Cobras with ease. Flint and Spirit have Ripcord, and it is time to get out of there. The Crimson Twins and CGs are trying to protect Cobra Commander from the ninjas when it is revealed they don't want the commander, they want Zartan. Cobra Commander lies, telling them he didn't order Zartan to kill Hardmaster, but Zartan did it to prove he could. He then tells them that he is down below in the medical bay. Proffesor Appel helps get the wounded Ripcord into the Firebat so he can get back and find Candy. He knows that he has to get him away from the ninjas who want to kill Zartan, and he has no loyalty to the lying Cobra Commander who kept the information on his daughter from him. Cobra Troopers think they have the ninjas cornered, but they come out of the ceiling and pin them all down. They then begin blowing to open the door to the launch chamber. Proffesor Appel finishes the launch sequence before Storm Shadow can get to him. Storm Shadow attempts to cut Zartan out of the cockpit, but Proffesor Appel steps in the way and is cut down. Snake Eyes pushes Storm Shadow aside as the Firebat takes off. The Joes and the raft see the firebat take off, then Spirit begins to see that the holes in Ripcord's uniform are not matching his wounds. Another exciting issue, a game of who is who indeed. Ninjas taking on Cobra Island by themselves, what a story. My favorite panel from this one is Storm Shadow busting in the door looking for Zartan. I want him. Give him to me. This was a great story. I'm going to give it 5 flag points, and I'm excited that we aren't done with this one yet. That is issue 46. Knowing is half the battle, and now you know. Subscribe so you don't miss the next issue.
So long from Brian. Until next time, same Brian time, same Brian channel.